Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik with Flying and Eating. Today, let's go somewhere and do something, and make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Good morning. Hey, everybody. Brand new episode time, and it's going to feel like it's not because what's today's adventure? We're going right back to the UK. I'm already at O'Hare, and yeah, we're going to go ahead and check in. Because we literally just came from there and did a whole series on it, I probably won't do a whole lot from the actual check-in process, etc. So just assume I'm going to the club lounge, and I'll see you on the other side of the pond. Okay, you can see the big dinosaur here. We are past security, all that sort of fun stuff, and now we're going to go to our gate, well, specifically the club lounge. You're probably wondering why I'm doing this. I was just in the UK like a week ago. Well, the plan originally was just be in the UK for a bit, and then I was going to come back and go back to real life. But while I was there, I got invited to a convention in the UK, but I couldn't really stick around that long. I had to come back and do like real life stuff, and so now I'm just going back for the convention. But since I'm effectively done with real life stuff, I have extra time, so I'm just actually going to go right back and see Amy for a bit, and then go off and do that. So the adventure begins, or resumes more accurately. Today we've got chicken and pasta, and they've got a whole bunch of stuff, but I think this is what I'm going to be diving into. So the pasta was really, really good, surprisingly, but I decided to go with a sandwich and a couple of oatmeal raisin cookies because fat. So I'm in a pretty good mood right now. There's a storm going on, or is about to come in, so a ton of flights have been canceled. There's people like waiting over there to talk to staff and everything. And apparently because of this, there's a ton of people that are going to miss the flight to London. So it's been like opened up substantially. I'm not included because I'm actually here in Chicago. Long story short, I've been upgraded to first class again. Why not? Let's go enjoy business Polaris. So some weirdness has occurred. The flight I was on got delayed because of a mechanical issue, so we all had to get off the plane. And 3 times a day, there's a flight from Chicago to London, obviously via United. And so they bumped me over to this one. And I guess this one didn't have any people on it because they bumped me up to first class again. So we're in a totally different Polaris pod. Okay, so I am officially here, back at Terminal 2, the Queen's Terminal in the UK. Now, indulge me. I'm going to sit down and tell you a tale of what my evening was like last night. So the last thing you guys probably noticed, I was in the club lounge, and I was talking about how there was chaos and the weather and all this other stuff, and I got upgraded to first class. And then suddenly, I'm in first class, and we had to deplane, and all of a sudden I'm on a second plane. So here's what ends up happening. The first plane, once I kind of got onto that flight, as far as an upgrade goes, because there was so many cancellations due to the weather that the flight became very empty. I assume that's why they bumped me up, but whatever. So I was happy. I was fine with that, obviously. That flight got canceled because of a technical issue regarding the brakes. And so first my immediate thought was, well, at the time I record this anyway, Boeing! Because at the time I'm recording this, Boeing's in a lot of trouble over a lot of, let's say, issues. And so that was everybody's reaction. So they're like, oh, deplane, we're going to work on the plane as best we can. Okay. Now, there are 3 flights a day that United operates from Chicago to London. And so I was like, okay, I'll just wait and see what happens. And all of a sudden it became kind of apparent the first flight probably wasn't going to happen. But since all the flights were kind of screwed up and there wasn't that many people, they just started rebooking people to the second flight, which is what happened to me. So I end up on the second flight. And I got bumped up again because it still wasn't that loaded with people. So 2 times in a row I got upgraded to first class. And that was kind of where you left it. Then the exact same thing happened. We couldn't even back away from the gate because the APU with the auxiliary power unit, which is a pretty important piece of equipment, failed. And they couldn't start it. So Boeing again. So we got off the plane and there was a third flight. Now I eventually got onto the third flight. That time I got upgraded to Premium Plus, which is hilarious to me. Now that time I didn't get the pod or whatever, but like I got upgraded 3 times. I ended up with like 3 of those first class pouch things, and I only got a coach ticket. Most people would be upset about all the delays, but I was actually like, whatever, this is an adventure. I should probably discuss how the flight itself actually was, the final version of it. It was totally fine, uneventful. I actually slept for almost the entire time, which was wonderful. We had a chicken dinner. They had chicken or pasta. I should have gone with the pasta. The chicken was very not good. However, the breakfast was bomb. There was two options. English breakfast, which I imagine I'm going to have plenty of, so I'm like, whatever, don't bother with that. They had banana bread French toast with blueberries and strawberries. That was like, does anybody out there know how to cook, want to make that for me? Because that was baller. Anyway, now we're just going to go on through British Customs, which is a breeze here if you're an American, or if there's multiple countries you can be from where you basically just scan your passport and walk in, which would apply to me. And then I'm going to go catch the bus and head up to Bath, England, or Bath. I just cleared customs again, as I cannot understate this. If you're an American, or frankly a whole bunch of citizens from a bunch of different countries, it is comically easy. You just scan your passport, walk in. Congratulations, you're in the country. I'm going to give you guys a pro tip. So this is Terminal 2, it's where we just came out of. If you come out of customs here, now the UK is a little hard to transit internally. So here there is an advantage. There is a bus station downstairs. This is typically what we do. If you follow these signs here, the ones that say trains, those will take you into London proper. There's also buses, and that'll take you, to other parts of the country. So in my case, I'm going to use the bus line National Express and take it directly to Bath. But yeah, you basically just have to kind of get down there, which I'm going to avoid the elevators and do this because there's two ways to do it. In case it isn't obvious, you're looking for this area. This will help. So when you're down here in these little underground areas, and I don't mean that as like the London Underground, although that is obviously accessible here, it can get a little confusing. They've upgraded it a bit. I remember coming here like 10 years ago with my mother, and we were just trying to get a train over from the airport over to the airport hotel, and it was closed. Uber didn't exist yet, and there was no way to get there except for a bus, and that bus wouldn't come till 4 in the morning, and it was like 6 p.m. So yeah, that was a bad night. Not to be confused with this hotel. Yeah, this is what you want if you want the buses. You follow through here and go on up. If you do the buses, you'll come up out of there, and you want to wander over here. And if you don't know where you're going or how to get there, these guys will help you. So check this out. I went to go plug in my phone, and I found some money, and I actually didn't recognize it. This is actually money from South Africa. So not much, but it's cool. As you can see, I successfully made it back to Bath. It's actually been an entire day. I've already hung out, relaxed, caught up on sleep, resynced to the time zone, and we'll see what further adventures await. So Amy and I are currently in Primark. Now, I made a mistake when I left. I did not bring a hoodie with me, and I forgot that England has never seen the sun before, so it's very cold, and so I need to buy a hoodie. Now, the options here are kind of limited. But what did I end up going with? Chicago Bulls. Imagine coming all the way from Chicago to Bath, England to buy a Chicago Bulls hoodie. And when I say it's limited, I mean it's limited. It's like this or generic just black one. It is time for the first official, unofficial meal, whatever, of this trip. We're behind that big tower thing in Bath, and we're at this place called The Architect. So we just came out of, what was it called, The Architect?
Yes.
Yes. The food was very good. We both had the chicken gnocchi.
No, it's pan-fried chicken with gorgonzola and gnocchi.
Gnocchi, that's what I'm saying. Chicken gnocchi. But yeah, they call it pan-fried chicken, to be fair. Food was incredible. Very expensive. And you could tell based on the location that you're basically paying for the location. Yeah. I have to admit the food was good. And for the food caliber, I would go back. But the price alone precludes that possibility. So, hope you enjoyed it.
And you got the 3 little voucher things.
Oh yeah, they gave you these little vouchers at the end. They're like, hey, if you get 6 of these vouchers, then you can have like 12 pounds off your meal. And I'm like, that would require me to come here 2 more times. Food worth it, price not. Sorry. If you need computer parts made out of wood, that is a thing. Wow. All right. So I was just walking around Bath and I saw this, just stumbled upon it. There's a little plaque to, I guess what they're claiming is the Titanic's oldest survivor, a woman named Edwina Winnie Celia Trout. And I think by what they're saying here is not only was she from here, she eventually would die in California at the age of 100. So she wasn't the last Titanic survivor. She also wasn't the oldest person on Titanic to survive. But I think what they're saying is when you calculate the total age of every person who eventually lived, like some would eventually die in their 70s or 60s, whatever it is, she lived to be 100. And I assume that's what they mean when they say this was the oldest Titanic survivor, and she came from Bath, England. Good morning. It is another lovely sunless day here in Bath, England. Today we're going to do what the British do best, not Manhattan-style hamburgers, no, Indian food. I heard some pretty good reviews about this place, plus they apparently have Matar Paneer, which is my favorite thing ever at an Indian restaurant. Let's do this. So I just came out of there. It was very good. It's starting to rain a little bit now. I don't think the British gods appreciated my joke about the sun, or lack thereof. Anyway, no, the food was really good, and so I started off with this like appetizer thing that I don't really know what it was, like a samosa chaat. My pronunciation's terrible, but it was a combination of flavors. That's one of the things that makes Indian food so good, is it's a combination of flavors you don't usually pair unless you're really good at it. So like there was mint in there was like sweetener, but then savory, like all at once. It was fantastic. Never had anything like that. And then I just kind of went with my, shall we say, for British term, bog standard order of a Matar Paneer, which I rarely find over here. So I was wanting to try that, along with like a pulao rice, which basically is just type of flavored rice with peas in it, and a cheese naan, which I thank Indian restaurants in Japan for turning me on to. And it was very good. So I had my little Indian tacos, as it were. Highly recommended that place. It was very good. The service was super friendly. And after, like, the guy thought, because I mixed my stuff together, so the guy thought I had only had the curry left, or the paneer, and I had run out of rice and bread. So he was like, do you want more, like, rice and bread? It's free. I'll bring it. And I was like, no, that's fine. It was all good. So super friendly there. And I saw a glimmer of hope. In there was also this Australian family, funny enough, and it was apparently this little girl's birthday. And for whatever reason, her birthday wish had been to go to an Indian restaurant in the UK. And I felt like I did that because I'm always talking about how great Indian food is here. Obviously I had nothing to do with it, but I want to think I did, you know? Anyway, so recommend that place for sure. So I decided to stop here. This is a place called Mr. Sim's. It's an import candy store. There's quite a few of these throughout parts of Europe. Not just this one, but like other brands. And usually they advertise themselves as American candy stores. Now, even though that's the case, I still stop in them because they don't actually mean American. They kind of mean generally mass imported stuff, but they call it American, I don't know, maybe to get people's attention. I have no idea. But either way, you can find odd stuff in there, and I did. So I found two things. One, an odd version of a Kit Kat I've never seen, the Milo version. Looking on the back of it, it's from Australia, so that makes sense. And here's something that will make Americans very nostalgic. Mountain Dew Pitch Black. Anybody remember this? From like 2004? Product of Malaysia. I guess it's still made there. Well, hello everybody. So I am now in a town called Wolverhampton. Surprise, I just took the buses and I got out here. So I'm going to be going to a convention I was invited to, which I might have mentioned before. Anyway, so I've made the journey. Right now my priority is to get into the place they put me in, and then maybe we'll get some dinner later. So this is the place they got me. Nice little Airbnb. It's got my own bed, little table station for working, TV, dresser, drawers, probably don't need any of that. This is a very standard thing here by the UK. They do seem to put the washing machine, like this is for your clothes, in the kitchen. I don't know what that's all about other than space preservation. And then of course I've got my own bathroom. So huge shout out to the people at Revival Game Not Over.
As a northern British person, it is my duty and pleasure to lie to you. We place washing machines in our kitchen so that we can show our unwavering loyalty to the crown. Those who don't do so are promptly executed. It's the right way.
This is the Queen Street Cantonese restaurant. Happens to be across the street from my Airbnb. Super convenient. Walk with me, talk with me. Food actually here was very, very good. I had a beef with black bean, basically noodles, very good, and then some egg fried rice. My last experience with Chinese food in the UK was with John Riggs in London, and it was terrible. So this one was very, very good. I don't know if it was exactly, they claim it's Cantonese. I'm wondering if they're Hong Kong expats, but I don't pretend to know that. Either way, I can tell you that place was really good, and I was very happy with that experience. I want to give you guys a pro tip while you're traveling. If you're like me, you are into using YouTube in other countries. You might have noticed if you're an American that YouTube's picture-in-picture feature works when you're in the US, but it doesn't work in other countries. And you know what will actually fix that is a VPN, and I swear this isn't a sponsorship. This is not brought to you by NordVPN and all the other crap. I wish I would take their money, but no. You know, in reality, if you have a VPN and you're like somewhere in like the UK or Japan or whatever it is, once you're connected to the Wi-Fi and you set it up and link it back to the US, your YouTube picture-in-picture feature will be restored. Just pro tip. Good morning. It's day who knows on the UK adventure, but it is day 2 here in Wolverhampton. You can see the bus station over there. So today's plan, aside from my hair doing whatever it feels like, is that we're going to, there's a guy named Martin who came down, and he's from, I want to say Manchester, who's going to pick me up, and we're going to drive around the Midlands, and go game shopping. You know, go to a bunch of various game stores and see what kind of we find, what kind of adventure we have with that. Obviously, there will be food at some point. See this place over here called the Sunbeam. Looks kind of interesting. So far, my first impressions of Wolverhampton is it's actually kind of nice. A lot of people were saying, "Oh, it's not that great of a town," which, I mean, I don't pretend to know more than the locals, obviously, but I don't know. So far, so good. Seems nice to me. That was the Chinese place I went to. It's really good. Just kind of giving you guys a quick look at stuff. Obviously, I'm no expert on this town. You'll see Greg's a lot. I've shown you guys Greg's in the past. All British people know what Greg's is, but it's basically just like a little breakfast, fast food type of place. Almost think like Starbucks with more food and less coffee. They're everywhere. I like the layout of this town, actually. It's very, very walkable and very quintessentially British. But, yeah, not bad. The whole area, and this is a big win, smells like Indian food, but I think it's because of this place in particular. German Doner Kebab. I went to one of those once in Canada, oddly enough. That chain doesn't exist in the U.S., but it's actually not bad. Unfortunately, there is something that does exist in the U.S., and that would be KFC. Sorry about that to the rest of the world. But at the time I'm recording this, everybody's just kind of waking up and just starting the day. Never heard of Pound Bakery. It looks a lot like a Greg's, though. I will give KFC some credit. They at least have this. Hello, Wolverhampton. What's clucking? That's kind of funny. But yeah, this kind of little shop type of thing, which is a bakery type of thing, that's kind of what Greg's is as well. And yeah, they have a few like that I haven't seen before. And then, of course, quintessential American McDonald's. So because I'm a heathen, I decided to stop in Greg's just for the sake of efficiency. Very friendly. I was like, oh, let me get one of those. And she's like, that's a very nice local accent you have, which was, of course, obviously a joke. I'm like, yes, I'm very much from here. They also have these cherry Bakewell muffins. Those things are amazing. I hate that I love them so much. That's not what I got, though. I got this. I got some tandoori chicken sandwich and something called a Belgian something or other. I don't know, looked good. So I finished. I mean, it was Greg's. It wasn't like world-class food, but I must admit, the little Belgian whatever it was, very nice. It's like it has raisins and other stuff. It's like one of those eau de pain things. I forget, you know what I'm talking about, maybe. But covered in like white frosting and a little cherry. I thought it was great. And then the other thing was a tandoori chicken sandwich, which I do want to point out something to my fellow Americans. Obviously, Indian food here, I'm always talking about it. It's amazing in the UK, but it's so common that it gets integrated into things in a lot of random places, like tandoori chicken salad sandwich, which is not something you would normally be accustomed to at home, but it was good in that sense. However, one thing that's cool, Wolverhampton, this area specifically, in the Midlands, is like, it's been described to me as like Little India. There's just like, this is the birth of British Indian cuisine. In fact, I think the chicken tikka and the butter chicken originate here, not actually from India, just because it was like, we need Indian food, but we need white people Indian food. So it all kind of came from here. Hey, I'm looking forward to some Indian restaurants, man. It's gonna happen. Do you have Prince Albert in a can? Yeah, nobody's ever made that joke, I'm sure. I'm absolutely the first one ever. At least there's Chubbs, though. This kind of amused me. People told me that sometimes people in Wolverhampton are referred to as wolves. I didn't know if that was a joke, but apparently it is not. I just found this. Is this trying to be A&W cream soda and just like trick people? What is this? Okay, so I am with Martin. Martin and I have been driving around all day checking out video game stores. We didn't really think you guys would be too interested in that. If you are, there's a video on my main channel from I don't know how long ago, but you can go watch that. We're now going to do the thing that your country does the best, Indian food. Well, what, you disagree?
Yeah, eat.
Oh, you eat. Well, I guess that's also a thing they do pretty well. And I do as well, as you can see. So we're going here to somewhere called Shinar Balti, just outside of Wolverhampton. You know exactly what town we're in?
No, we're further south, aren't we?
You were south of Dudley. That'll mean something to locals. Either way, it doesn't matter. It'll be on the screen. So we're going to go here and try this out. This was highly rated. Google said this was like a 4.8 out of 5, and there was like 150 ratings that all said that, so we just went for the highest one. Do you have an address? What are we doing?
West Midlands.
He's looking. We're in the West Midlands, for those who don't know.
Like you said, south of Dudley.
South of Dudley. We'll just repeat terms.
We're nearly across the road. Look at which shop we're near. Look.
What am I looking at?
Look at the shop, the green sign.
Holy crap! Okay, this is, for the video game side of things, we wanted to go here today. I swear we did not know this was here. We wanted to go here today, but they were closed all day. Okay, that would have made a really nice bit if we had gone to Vintage Gamer and then turned around and went, 100% swear this was in no way planned. He just saw that. That's kind of hilarious, to be completely honest, but it has nothing to do with the food. So anyway, let's go get our food.
So normally I wouldn't bother with the chicken tikka, but since this is kind of the area that created it, and they claim the Shinar special is like, I mean, that's the name of the restaurant. They're saying this is their thing. I've decided I'm going to go with their thing. Plus I like pulau rice, so we'll get that and probably some naan. All right, our food has arrived. What did you get here? You got some rice?
A lamb dish with egg fried rice. I can't remember the name of the lamb dish.
That's okay. I like I said, I got the house special. I got this kind of rice, and I got a cheese naan. I'm gonna make some Indian tacos now. So we just came out of there, and I thought this place was really good. They introduced. I'd never had Indian lamb before, because I usually don't do that. It was very good. What did you like? Your lamb?
Lamb was good. Lamb was tasty. Food was good.
You're happy? I'm very happy with that. I would say definitely if you're ever coming, if you're a gamer and you're not a vintage gamer, you have to stop here. And you could also just go here. But man, I had a good time. So yeah, we're now going to head back to Wolverhampton. He's going to drop me off. So like, this is basically hello and goodbye from this video's perspective. But if you want to see more of Martin, go see the video game video we did wandering around. You have anything prophetic you want to say? Bread roll.
See you in the future.
Bread roll was a whole... Doesn't matter. We had a conversation about bread rolls. Apparently there's like 10 different names for bread rolls in the UK. Good morning. It's day... I don't know. Whatever. It doesn't really matter. So this morning I woke up being like, you know what? I should eat a little bit healthier. I'm going to have a salad. Yes, for real. This thought process went through my mind. And I thought, okay, what kind of salad would I like? You know what I like is shawarma. I was kind of craving a shawarma salad. And I know what you're thinking. Shawarma has meat in it. Of course it does. But I was also thinking about, no, I'll get like a tabbouleh salad and, you know, stuff like that. Just kind of the sides. So there's actually a very nice shawarma place just down the street. And I was like, oh, sweet. I went inside. They had everything I wanted. I went ahead to place my order and then double checked. But that's the one little technical question. Do you take credit cards? And much to my shock, no. But they took bank transfers. Okay. So that didn't work out. So I moved on to a second place down the street. There was another one. I was like, it's got everything I want. Let's go inside. It says it right there. Oh, and they take credit cards. Let's go on in. I go inside, and there's nothing. Like, nothing. And I asked the guy, can I get, like, the hummus pack? And he goes, we don't do hummus. We do lamb. And I point at the thing. I'm like, that? Like, on the menu? You don't make that? And he's just like, just make lamb. And I was like, okay. So I left there, and ultimately I ended up here. German Doner Kebab. I mentioned this before. It's a chain, or Doner Kebab, however you pronounce it. It's a chain. It's like the McDonald's of shawarma. But I was like, whatever. I'm kind of out of options at this point. I just want to eat something. So yeah, inside, you know, it just looks like any sort of fast food place. And ultimately, they have what I wanted. No. So I had to get like a panini made of chicken and masala fries. It was not exactly what I was going for, but whatever. At this point, food. So I went out and I got this Pepsi Electric flavor, which I guess at the time I record this anyway, is basically exclusive to various parts of Europe. It is some sort of diet soda. It's like a zero sugar thing. So I don't think it's going to be that great. But I was curious, so let's go. I was curious if it would taste anything like Pepsi Blue, for those who remember that. It does not. It's kind of hard to describe. It's a little citrusy. I don't really know what to make of this. Like, I enjoy it. I don't think I would do a second one, but I guess you could do worse. I'd be curious what an actual sugared version would do as opposed to this weird diet version, but anyway, I just thought people would be curious. Hey guys, so new day, new adventure. This is Elliot, and we just did more game store hunting, but I'm not showing you any of that because it's irrelevant to the video. What are we here for right now?
We're here for Indian food.
Of course we are.
Lots of Indian food.
Lots of Indian food. We found this place called Spices. It was very highly rated. The exterior doesn't look like anything, but all the photos online made it look like it looks really cool inside. And
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so. But the ratings were all solid. It was like 500 ratings, and all of them were about average. It was like 4.8. I think that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Plus, as you were telling me, in the UK, you really just can't go wrong.
I've never had a bad Indian restaurant experience. Not once.
Yeah. So, let's do it. Yeah, no joke. This is a fancy-looking place.
Hidden gem.
Yeah, it really looks nice. Very cool. And I'm sure the food will match. Much excite. Our food has arrived. This was my like custom paneer masala type of deal. I was going for a mutter paneer, but they didn't have that, so they basically like custom made one for me, which was really cool.
They took your advice.
They did, yeah. A lemon rice, because I love lemon rice, so it's very nice to have that. And I've got cheese naan, which is always good. What have you got going on here?
It's
you got like
keema naan, so it's minced meat basically, minced meat inside.
Oh, really? There's meat in there?
Yeah.
That's cool. What do you got over here?
It is a, what was it, a lamb tikka fall.
Lamb tikka, and then what kind of rice?
Keema rice, same sort of meat that's in there, basically.
So it's just meat rice.
Yeah, it's a little bit, I think it's lamb.
Nice.
Lamb keema.
All right, well, enjoy. So we just came out of Spices. What did you think of Spices?
I have never had a bed Indian restaurant, and that was no exception. It was a bit hot.
Yeah, well, you ordered spicy.
I ordered very
You
spicy.
ordered spicy. I had so the thing with mine was I was trying to get like a mutton paneer. It's kind of my gold standard. They actually didn't make that here, but he told me, you basically said like just ask them for the type of thing you want, and they'll probably try to make it.
Yeah.
So I described it, and he's like, yeah, we could do that, and he just like made their own thing. It wasn't a mutton paneer, but it was really good. Lemon rice and all that, and the paneer, which is a type of cheese, I have literally never had better paneer anywhere.
That's impressive.
In any Indian restaurant ever. This was really good. It's like this hidden gem of a restaurant because you
wouldn't know it was there.
Yeah, you look at the outside of this and it just looks like some closed down, almost like ghetto-y type of area.
Basically.
But then inside, there's this wonderful restaurant full of very nice food, great service, and what do they do at the very end?
Oh yeah, chocolate. Little tiny square chocolates, mint chocolates, like an after 8 if you're British.
Yeah, and he was really happy about that because it was funny. While we were eating it, he was basically saying like, they don't do that anymore.
The last 10 restaurants I've been to, they've stopped doing the chocolate at the end.
And then out of nowhere, they come out with the chocolates. Highly recommend this place. Definitely come check it out.
So do I.
Where are we right now?
We are in Dudley.
Dudley. So go to Spices in Dudley. If you like Indian food, you will not regret it.
And that'll do it for part 1. Thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned to part 2, in which we will continue around the adventures of Wolverhampton. We will go to the convention, and we will also go to Cardiff again. Plus, you are going to finally meet the individual responsible for my love of Indian food. I know, it's crazy. But in the meantime, if you guys can do me a favor, please like this video, comment down below, subscribe if you've never done that before, and check out all the social media stuff in the description. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Discord, Patreon, Spreadshirt. I appreciate the support on those platforms. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all later.